Welcome to Immediate Review, where we see a movie in theaters and review it immediately in my car. Well, we normally review it in Peter's car, but this is a weird episode. Peter's very busy. He might have noticed our posts have slowed down, and this movie's only playing for one night only. Tonight we saw The Color Out of Space. Spoiler alert, that color's purple.
It's like mauve.
It's like purple.
It's like
purplish pink.
yeah, like a dark pink color. I think.
So
Kinda like the blob.
Um. So, all right. It's playing for one night only. Peter couldn't be here, so we're doing this review. Matt, this is your first time in the front seat. This is my
I'm
first.
moving up.
This is my first time in the driver's seat. So Richard Stanley. I think it's important to know that this movie, this director hasn't made a film in 25 years. Yeah, you don't.
I know that.
Yeah, you don't know who Richard Stanley is, I don't think. So he made two low-budget indie sci-fi movies. I've only seen one of them, Hardware.
Okay.
And it was really good, and both were great. And then he was hired on to do the Island of Dr. Moreau
Yeah, with Marlon Brando.
with Marlon Brando.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've seen that one.
he was hired to write and direct that, and he
Okay.
did. He kind of did it, but he got fired. He got fired. Marlon Brando took over the production. There's a whole documentary about it. But basically, he got fed up and just quit. He just quit Hollywood. And hasn't made a movie in 25 years. And so now he made a movie. And it got one night in our town. I counted the audience. 39 people showed up. I'll let you go first, Mamson. What did you think of The Color Out of Space?
What in overall generality?
Yeah, just general, and then we'll go through the list and be
It
more
was
specific.
a unique experience for sure. A lot of stuff, didn't make sense, but it is based on a Lovecraftian story, so that you have to kind of take into context that things are going to be a little out there.
We'll
Quite the
say no
imagination.
spoilers, by the way, because there is a spoiler-ish, I think, that I wouldn't want spoiled. Continue.
But it's very creative. It has big ideas that it tries to do, and it's. I've seen some of the acting style. I've seen Nicolas Cage do, and what was that one that he did with all the blood and the gore and the rape?
Mandy.
And violence? Yep, Mandy. It reminded me similarly to that, but to a lesser degree.
I thought several times, I was like, this and Mandy is a double feature right there.
Yeah. I liked it. I can see how you have to like the genre, like the material, or else you just you kind of not get it. So I like it. I like it's fairly high grade, I guess.
All right. So, any comments on you falling asleep?
The beginning was a little slow. I could still follow along.
I know, I'm just fucking with you.
I was surprised. Still knew what was going on.
Okay.
But after that, shit started popping off.
Yeah, and you started to enjoy it more. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I hated the first half of this movie. Absolutely hated it. I thought it was horrible, and it was hard to sit through, honestly. And then once things pick up, middle of the second act, it gets better, but it's almost like, for me, it was too little too late. It was interesting. And, I was intrigued and entertained, and there was some really impressive stuff. But, I don't know. I wasn't feeling this movie. I really wasn't. So, you want to, since Peter isn't here and he'll be editing this, he doesn't know about the movie, shall we explain the movie? Break it down now that we've said our general thoughts?
Well, and I'd like to put into context that reason why I think that I enjoyed it maybe a little bit more is because I'm familiar with some of Lovecraft's work and kind of his style, and you could see some of that in it, and it's very, like I said, very creative.
Yeah. And so the movie opens with like very Terrence Malick narration, lots of landscapes, close-ups of animals and nature, and it's narration which I'm assuming might be from the original story, maybe not though, but it sounds very eloquent. And the movie starts with narration, and then we meet our main family, which is Nicolas Cage is, you know, the average dad. His wife is his wife with cancer, and they haven't had sex in a long time. Then there's three kids. One's a little boy who's like 8, 7 maybe.
Couple
And then
teenagers.
yeah, a couple teenagers, one boy, one girl.
Roughly the same age, but
The
like a year or two apart.
Yeah, the boy he smokes a lot of pot, and the girl does witchcraft, and they both make fun of each other, and they are just all the most tired cliches. And you know, I kept thinking throughout the movie, I was just like, this is a prime example of just like, you know, I love old, shitty, cheesy, lame 70s and 80s and 90s horror movies, and just like, I don't know, the time for that has passed, and I prefer just watching those. I don't like watching new movies that are just so
Trying to recreate.
not even trying to recreate, just tired jokes, tired concepts, tired conversations that I've seen in other movies. Even just character dynamics. It's just the family I just described is just not interesting at all.
The best part of the first half is Nicolas Cage's outbursts.
Even then, he doesn't even have that many, and I was disappointed, and I was like, man, Nicolas Cage, this is not a Cage, like an awesome, intense Nicolas Cage movie. And so the first half is not only like cliched and poorly acted, but it's very slow, and it's like trying to be like very artsy at times, with just its landscape and nature shots, which I appreciate.
It felt like it kind of started to run out of time, or it took a little bit too long to ease you into it, and then it's like, oh shit, we got to catch up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's this is a oh, I guess, well, might as well fucking spoilers if we're going through the plot, but this is a body horror movie, which body horror is like the thing where like you're a person and then you morph and grow or split apart into something else.
Turned in.
And you know, body horror is an inherently you know, I guess just more B grade genre. I guess, I don't know, this movie's too artsy. This is like Terrence Malick's The Thing. That's what this movie is.
Yeah, it was kind of unbalanced like that.
And for me, it didn't work because the acting was so bad. That's why I wasn't having it. And so, yeah, for the first maybe 40 minutes, it's just so bad. An asteroid hits. The town.
A pink asteroid.
Just like the Blob. And then it disappears, and they're like, what happened? Where did it go? And then they hear voices in the well. Interject if I'm skipping over anything that you remember. They hear voices in the well. And then after that, just slowly, like, the whole landscape and, you know, everything around them just slowly starts to turn pinkish purple. And, like, everyone's kind of on edge. And starts to get like mad at each other and then immediately forgiving.
Like Nicolas Cage is developing like rashes that he takes his mind over.
Like beef jerky looking rashes. And so fucking my favorite part though is like once Nicolas Cage kind of gets infected, I guess. Because they all start to just like their personality is being changed by this thing. He totally goes full Vampire's Kiss with his performance. He's talking just like A B. He does his little fucking, I can't do it, but he does the same cadence that he does in Vampire's Kiss, and I absolutely loved it.
He totally changed characters from just like the normal dad, and then all of a sudden he just pops off. He's like, oh, you know what?
Yeah,
just get out of your face.
Yeah, he'll just go crazy and mad, and all of a sudden, and so, you know, and then all of a sudden in the well, there's like an egg sac and a little insect crawls out. And the insect, flies up, and it's just like a creepy, weird dragonfly with a scorpion tail. Um,
Essentially, the asteroid is terraforming the flora and fauna around it.
yeah. And everything kind of starts to grow and spread. I'm loving all these ideas and concepts, but just like, I don't know if the first, like, fucking 40, 50 minutes of this movie is worth the end. I don't know if it is. I'm going to probably watch it again because Person A will want to see Nicolas Cage. Person A is working right now, and they were upset.
Some of like the plot just didn't make sense. They're like the parents are willfully ignorant of the situation that's going on till it gets to a dangerous point, and it's then once it gets to that point, then it's too late to do anything about it, and then it's off the deep end from there.
So let's hurry up and get to that point. So basically, eventually, there's like it starts to infect, their animals and morph their animals into these creatures, basically. And at one point, correct me if I'm wrong, sorry, what, oh, God damn it, I can't remember, basically the wife gets hit with a beam. What hit her? I can't remember. Was it a creature or did it just come out of the sky randomly? There was so much to process at the end. Ah, dang it. I can't remember, but basically, I'm pretty sure it just came out of the sky. They were anyways, a beam hits the mother and the kid. And
yeah. It's like these light tendrils. It's kind of like this,
it just came from the sky, though, right?
I think it was coming out of the barn.
It was just coming out of the barn or something.
Because they were just running out of the barn because that was the force that was turning the
That's
alpacas into fucking.
You're right.
Creature.
Okay, yes, that blob turned the alpacas into a creature. They went to check on the blob, then the blob attacked them, hit them with a beam.
And the little boy's scared, runs to his mother. They're embracing.
The
beam hits them.
Oh my God, the beam hits them and morphs them, and that's when it becomes body horror. And basically the little boy's like clinging, his back is stuck to her back, and
he phased through her.
Yeah, and her body is like sucking in the little boy, and it's horrifying. And I love that they're all like, oh mom, are you all right? And they don't give a fuck about the kid. They never once are like, oh my God, my boy, or whatever.
She even says, she's like, I guess she's just reabsorbing him. And then they just don't mention it.
Yeah, that's the only mention is, I guess she's reabsorbing him.
And while all that stuff is happening, the daughter is upstairs cutting herself with a utility knife with satanic runes and rituals and stuff. And then she just comes downstairs and then she continues for the rest of the movie. Let me tell you, from somebody who's cut themselves with a utility knife, you bleed like a motherfucker. And that you can't use like your hands after that shit. She was like carving on the backs of her hands and like on her chest. I'm like, damn.
If you're possessed by the what's it called, you can. Right. By the color. So yeah, they're morphed and the family's desperately scrambling, trying to figure out if they can help her. They slowly realize they can help her. And the light hurts their mom. So they drag their like creepy ass, like her skin's grayed. She looks like she's got like boils. It's all like goopy. The little boy's on the back and the little boy sounds like a baby now. It was pretty genuinely horrifying. And I'm like, why is this great creative stuff wrapped in this shitty horror movie that had some bad CGI, by the way? The little creatures and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All the creatures and stuff I was describing had really bad CGI. There were a few puppet effects at the end, but
like the alpaca blob creature.
Yeah. So they're trying to figure out a way, and then Nicolas Cage is like, oh, no, that's right. Nicolas Cage goes to the barn, sees like a 6-headed alpaca blob creature thing, and like it's just going full body horror on us.
He's lucky it wasn't attacking, because he had a crack barrel shotgun, and he shot like 6 times. Oh, boom.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me reload. Click, 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 click. Boom. Repeat. And
Yeah, shot them all in the face. And then he goes up to the house and he's like, kids, I gotta kill mom. He doesn't say that, but he's just like, leave the room. And then they leave the room.
I'm gonna handle it. Like you handled the alpacas?
The writing was really bad. Like you handled the alpacas? Jesus. And so the kids leave, and then he's just like, oh, never mind. And goes down and kisses his wife, and it's like this.
Making out with her.
Yeah, he starts making out with her goopy ass fucking conjoined twin son body. And is like, oh, never mind, I'll be back. And then Nicolas Cage goes downstairs, takes the kids, throws them in the room.
The kids tried to escape. Their horse ran away that they're going to ride
That's
away.
right. That's right.
The brother hears the dog, which we already know is dead because it was we found his collar on a creature that's already been killed by somebody else. So he thinks he hears the dog down the well. He starts climbing down. Midway, you get
the kid falls down.
The beam of light takes him. And then, right after he gets taken down, his sister gets dragged up off the surface of the well and then up to the attic to feed the mother.
That's right, yes. and then his sister, like, there's some, like, rape imagery going on when she gets thrown in, where it's like her mom is, like, over her, and there's one point where I swear I saw a phallic thing, and, like, the daughter's just like, Mom, stop! And, like, laying on the ground. Bad. And, like, it was pretty disturbing. They had a lot of, like, creepy, effective, but way better. Oof, Splice. I hate that movie.
I just mean, yeah.
Conceptually, yeah. This was a little more vague, though. This was just, like, the way it was framed and stuff. It wasn't clear, like, the mom raped her. That's what happens in Splice. But
right.
It was very just, I had never seen anything like that before. And so then Nicolas Cage runs in and shoots the mom in the head and saves her daughter, or his daughter.
The cops get there and he's just getting drunk, double fisting it in the living room. They're like, "Where's your family?" He goes, "They're right here." "What's that?" "Oh no, I guess Ben now he lives in the well."
Benny lives in the well. That was funny. No, Nicolas Cage had some great Cage moments.
Yeah.
But and then Nicolas Cage blows off his wife's head, and I'm like, why didn't you do that earlier? Like, the movie does not give any reason. He's literally like, I'm gonna shoot you. No, I'm not. I'm gonna make out with you. I'm gonna get my kid. Haha. Eat my daughter. Eat our daughter. Yeah. Oh. That's not cool. I should kill her, actually. I'll save her.
Yeah, I guess. People are here. They're looking.
And then eventually he gets, the cop shot him, right?
Yeah, the cop shoots him from trying to shoot the black guy and his daughter in the back while they're looking at the last bit of light in the sky.
Yeah, that's right. There's a character who's like measuring environmental
he was a
shit.
Hydrologist.
Yeah, a hydrologist, and he's like talking to people, and then at the end, like, the story's wrapped around him, and he was like the narrator the whole time. And he's just like, many people forgot what happened in this town. Anyways, what happened is
drink the water.
What happened is after everyone got killed, fucking it
deteriorated.
The daughter was the final one who was possessed. She was just like possessed, and she was like,
this purple eye light going.
Yeah, she had a purple eye light, and she's like, come join us, see us. And then he like sees what she sees, and it's like this beautiful, vast landscape with good CGI, surprisingly.
Yeah, it's like an alien world.
It's like some weird alien world, and she's like, check out this land. And he's like overwhelmed by it. And he gets so overwhelmed, I guess, that just like the system thing collapses on itself.
Yeah, it looked like it opened up a wormhole and then just started to destroy everything with like energy.
Yeah, and then the flip what is he?
Hmm? Oh, the hydrologist.
The hydrologist is then just standing there among the ashes, and then the shot just pans back. It's like a drone shot facing down. It just keeps going, and then it shows like an ashy circle in the middle of this forest, and it's like he survived, and everyone else died, and the thing blew up.
And then they cover it with a lake. Because like the mayor's mad at Nicolas Cage for not selling her.
Yeah, there's like a mayor who wants to build a dam, and she's like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Just gotta make sure my car is good. Super fly. Okay, so that's the end of the movie, and then it's like written and directed by Richard Stanley. So yeah, there's lots of gorgeous visual imagery at the end. It's just like the cinematography ranges from like painfully ordinary to just like exceptional at times. Like the first half of the movie, that's part of why I didn't enjoy it. It was just like there was no atmosphere. There was no sense of dread or anything. It was just like your bare minimum, all your settings are check and everything is technically perfect and there's no flair or style or special tonal color grading or anything.
It must have 15 pieces of flair.
Yeah, you should. Save the landscape shots. The landscape shots looked excellent, and all that. So yeah, I don't know. And then towards the second half, there's all this great pinkish purple, lit cinematography, and it's really nice. And I don't know.
It's a very unbalanced between being like you said, an exceptional movie and then one that falls short, kind of like a B area. So
yeah, it really is. It's like a try hard B horror movie that should have been made 20 years ago. It honestly should have. It's like if this had more like optical effects and less bad CGI.
Right.
And
it does borrow a lot from classic horror films, kind of like The Blob with the whole meteorite thing and the color.
Which that's fine, but you can tell Richard Stanley's been like in the documentary. It shows him gathering notes and writing and unfinished projects, and you can tell he's had these ideas locked in his head, and he has a vision, and he knows what he wants to do. But you can also tell he hasn't worked with actors in years. And his one other film I've seen of his, I don't recall the acting being particularly strong in that. I just remember the awesome sci-fi visuals. And Island of Dr. Moreau, obviously, he couldn't keep Marlon Brando in check. He got fucking fired.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody could. But still, it's just like, I don't think, this is assumptive, but I just maybe don't think he knows how to work well with actors. But at the end of the day, I thought about it, and it's just like, if I made this movie, would I be proud? And I would be proud if I made this movie. It's got interesting ideas. It's definitely provocative in a lot of ways, and it's going to disturb some people and gross some people out. It's also going to bore some people. They might not even get there.
I just need to take a little cat nap.
Yeah, you fell asleep, and I'm just like, hey, man, we got to review this shit. Wake up. I'd let you sleep.
And I'm still like, this is what this guy does. This is the name.
Yeah, see, there you go.
I made up for it.
No, it's because nothing happened. Literally, I didn't need to tell you anything. Like, I don't know how long you were sleeping, but I was
It was probably like a minute or two.
I think it was a little longer than that, but I was just like, yeah, you didn't miss anything. So, yeah, final thoughts. Not a fan. I'm gonna watch it again. Maybe Peter in person A will want to join me. But overall, yeah, I'm glad Richard Stanley's back. It's a sad story and all that. And so he's back in the game. The internet exposure allows underdogs to make a comeback. and he got his movie. He made it. It's based on one of his favorite authors. It's Nicolas Cage is in it. Fucking better than anything I made. I'm just sitting in a car talking shit about it.
Boom.
So, yeah, I mean, go check out The Color Out of Space for yourself.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty good film. Give it a shot. It really it sparks my interest more in reading more of Lovecraft's work, because there are a lot of great stories out there. And this is based on just one of them. So,
Have you read this one?
no, I haven't, but there's elements of it, especially with like the wormholes and the different like aliens and stuff, and especially like you said about the dialogue with the narrator. That's all classic Lovecraft.
Yeah, you know, that had to be out of the book because all of that shit was so well written and pretentious, and the rest of the script was so fucking dumb. So, like,
I'm pretty sure.
all right. Well, immediate review out. Let us know what you thought of the movie if you saw it.